Chapter 1. The Arrival. The cold metal door slams shut behind Alex, marking the beginning of a life-altering chapter. As he lays on the unforgiving cot of his small cell, his diary serves as a refuge for his swirling thoughts. "I feel like I'm trapped in a nightmare," he writes, capturing the stark reality of his new surroundings. The harsh fluorescent lights overhead hum ominously, unsettling him further. Distant shouts and the jangling of keys punctuate the air, haunting reminders of the prison's relentless routine. Alex's heart races as he recalls the faces of those he left behind, each thought sharper than the cold bars surrounding him. The muffled murmurs of fellow inmates seep through the walls, a cacophony of shared anxiety. As he strains to listen, the eerie howls of the wind echo through the iron bars, setting the backdrop for Alex's first poignant night in a place where hope seems a distant memory. Chapter 2. The Brotherhood. In the dimly lit rec room, Jake's voice resonates with warmth as he reflects on the unexpected camaraderie forged within the prison walls. "When I first stepped in here, it felt like a battlefield," he shares in his diary entry. Echoes of laughter intermingle with the clinking of chess pieces as he recalls forming bonds that transcended past rivalries. "I used to lead a gang. Now I strive to be a mentor," he continues. The ambient sounds of storytelling sessions, hands clapping, voices rising in shared narratives, illustrate a sanctuary amidst chaos. "We're all searching for something. Acceptance, redemption," Jake adds with a soft chuckle. It's a brotherhood built on vulnerability, where every shared moment fosters hope and healing. As we listen, the camaraderie feels tangible, a reminder that even in the harshest environments, compassion thrives, illuminating the darkness with shared humanity and the promise of a better tomorrow. Chapter 3. The Weight of Regret. In the dim light of her cell, Lisa takes a deep breath, her heart heavy with memories. "Every day, I wake up to the reality of my choices," she writes in her diary, the pen scratching softly against the paper. The pain of separation from her children overwhelms her, and she recalls the last time she held them close. "I still hear their laughter in the halls, but it's just an echo now." As she folds her letters, she speaks of the weight of her guilt, the sleepless nights spent imagining their faces. The ambient sound of children's laughter haunts her thoughts, a bittersweet reminder of the life she once had. "I don't want them to remember me as a criminal," she whispers, her voice trembling. The atmosphere thickens with the sound of crumpled paper as she resolves to turn her regrets into determination, seeking a path toward healing and redemption, even behind bars. Chapter 4. Acts of Kindness. Carlos, a lifer with a heart transformed by unexpected connections, shares an impactful moment that changed his outlook on prison life. He recalls the day a fellow inmate, feeling overwhelmed and hopeless, contemplated self-harm. Instead of turning away, Carlos reached out, offering a listening ear and genuine concern. Through that simple act of compassion, he discovered that even within the harshest environment, kindness thrives. Atmosphere. The gentle sounds of a choir harmonizing softly create an intimate atmosphere, interspersed with the faint clinking of bars as guards make their rounds. Listeners can feel the tension release as Carlos speaks of the bonds formed in shared vulnerability, the shared laughter and tears that echo in the otherwise stark surroundings. This chapter reminds us that, despite the prison's grim reality, acts of kindness have the power to uplift spirits, forging connections that stand resilient against adversity. Chapter 5. Dreaming Beyond Bars. Inmate Perspective. In this chapter, we delve into the dreams of a group of inmates who have embraced an arts program within the prison's confines. Their voices resonate with passion and creativity as they share their dreams. Samuel dreams of becoming a painter, envisioning vibrant landscapes that convey his longing for freedom. Maria, a gifted writer, reveals how she pours her soul into poetry, using words to paint her experiences. Through their diary entries, we see the transformative power of art. It becomes a lifeline, a means to escape the stark reality of prison life. Atmosphere. As they express their aspirations, the air pulses with the sounds of brushes gliding across canvas, gentle guitar strumming, and the rhythmic applause from fellow inmates who gather to support one another during intimate showcases. The atmosphere is charged with hope and camaraderie, demonstrating that dreams are alive even behind bars. igniting the spirit of resilience among them. Chapter 6. Confronting the Past. Inmate Perspective. Max, a lifer with a turbulent history, takes us on a journey through the painful events that led him to prison. In a raw and emotional diary entry, he recalls the destructive path marked by violence and addiction, representing a life shaped by choices that haunt him. Attending a counseling session, he expresses the weight of his past, revealing the deep scars left by his mistakes. As he confronts old demons, listeners hear his voice quaver with vulnerability, interspersed with moments of introspection and reluctant acceptance. Atmosphere. The soundscape captures the intimacy of the session, punctuated by the soft shuffle of papers and the stillness of the room. Deep breaths punctuate the silence, echoing the struggles of self-forgiveness and healing. In the background, gentle ambient noises symbolize the inner turmoil battling against the hope for redemption, making the moment profoundly poignant. Chapter 7. The Power of Forgiveness. Inmate Perspective. In this chapter, we hear from several inmates who share their struggles with forgiveness, both for themselves and for those who have wronged them. Sarah, a former drug dealer, reflects on her tumultuous relationships that played a role in her imprisonment. Forgiving my mother for her addiction, she admits, was the first step in forgiving myself. The despair in her voice is palpable. Derek, serving time for a violent crime, talks about the burden of carrying shame. When I finally let go of hate, it felt like a weight had been lifted. I can breathe again. Their thoughts intertwine, creating a tapestry of shared experiences. The soundscape captures intimate moments of reflection, soft whispers of reconciliation, the gentle rustle of tissues, and deep breathing exercises as inmates participate in group therapy sessions. It's within these vulnerable spaces that healing begins, highlighting the transformative power of forgiveness in their journeys toward redemption. Chapter 8. Unlikely Friendships. In the harsh confines of the prison, unlikely friendships blossom among the inmates, defying stereotypes and past grievances. Through the voice of Darnell, a former gang member, we hear how he forged an unexpected bond with Ravi, a white-collar criminal. Darnell recounts their first meeting over a shared game of cards, where they initially eyed each other with suspicion. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, shared stories of hardship and regret turned their rivalry into companionship. The ambient sounds of trays clattering during mealtimes and the laughter of group activities fill the background, painting a vivid picture of camaraderie. Darnell describes how their different perspectives on life led to deep conversations that ultimately changed his outlook. He reflects on the power of connection, stating, "In here, we've all made mistakes, but friendship shows us we can learn and grow, no matter our past." Through their bond, they find solace and understanding amidst the chaos, reminding us that empathy transcends all barriers. Chapter 9. Keeping the Dream Alive. As the ambient sounds of a bustling prison classroom fade in, we hear from Maria, an inmate who speaks passionately about her aspirations. Every day is a chance to build a better future, she asserts, her voice steady. Maria recounts her struggles, but emphasizes the importance of hope as a motivational force. Even if we're behind bars, our dreams don't have to be, she continues, detailing how she's enrolled in a GED program. With the rustling of papers and the faint sound of a ticking clock in the background, her classmates join in, sharing their ambitions. Some want to be teachers, others artists or mechanics. Atmosphere. The sounds of pens scribbling on paper and quiet conversations create an atmosphere of determination. Occasionally, we hear laughter and encouragement echoing through the room, a testament to the supportive environment they've built together. In this chapter, listeners are reminded that hope can thrive in the darkest of settings, empowering those determined to change their paths. Chapter 10. Embracing Change. Jamal, a former gang member, shares his transformative journey within the prison walls. He narrates the pivotal moment when he realized that his old ways were chaining him to a cycle of violence and despair. With the help of a newfound mentor, he began to engage in rehabilitation programs that challenged his worldview. He describes the early days of doubt and resistance, but emphasizes how small victories, like mastering a new skill, led to profound changes in his mindset. Atmosphere. The background resonates with uplifting music, creating a hopeful ambiance as Jamal recounts his experiences. As he speaks, listeners hear the soft sounds of other inmates participating enthusiastically in workshops, the rustle of paper, and the gentle encouragement from staff, guiding them through exercises in personal growth. Jamal's powerful words echo with determination, illustrating how embracing change can unlock the path to redemption and foster a sense of purpose, even in the bleakest of environments. Chapter 11, Family Ties. In the dim light of the visiting room, Maria shares her struggles to maintain relationships with her children while serving an extended sentence for drug offenses. Every phone call feels like a lifeline, she reflects, her voice heavy with emotion. The muffled sound of her children's laughter echoes faintly in her mind, bittersweet reminders of their once close bond. The atmosphere shifts as we hear snippets of conversations, laughter tinged with sadness and longing, punctuated by the beeping of the phone lines. Other inmates, like Tom, recount their experiences of disappointment and heartache during family visits, each tale revealing the fragile connections that incarceration strains. Yet flickers of hope emerge. Maria describes the art projects she sends home, colorful drawings meant to bridge the distance. As letters are read aloud, the sincerity of their emotions resonates deeply. This chapter reveals the profound complexity of love and longing, illuminating the inextricable bond between inmates and the families they miss. Chapter 12, Moments of Despair. In the dim light of his cell, Marcus opens up about the crushing weight of hopelessness that often seeps into his days. He recalls a particularly bleak evening when the oppressive silence of the prison became suffocating. Some nights, he reflects, the despair feels like a heavy blanket, smothering any flicker of hope. As he pens his thoughts, the muffled sobs of nearby inmates are heard, echoing the isolation and struggle to find solace. Atmosphere. The audio captures an eerie silence, pierced sporadically by soft, distant cries. The sound of a metal chair scraping across the concrete floor adds to the bleak ambiance, symbolizing moments of fractured spirit. Intermittent echoes surround listeners, reminiscent of an empty hallway where despair resides. Through Marcus's haunting reflections, the chapter conveys the realities of emotional vulnerability and the shared, unspoken battles faced within prison walls, illustrating the profound journey toward healing amidst darkness. Chapter 13, The Role of Education. As the sound of a gavel strikes, signaling the start of another day in the prison classroom, we hear from Amir, an inmate who has rediscovered his passion for learning. I never thought I'd have the chance to learn again, he reflects in his diary. Education feels like a lifeline, a way to reshape my future. His voice captures the determination that accompanies his newfound thirst for knowledge. Listeners are drawn into a scene where inmates are gathered around desks, poring over textbooks, engaged in spirited discussions about literature and math. Atmosphere. The ambient sounds of pages turning, the scratch of pencils on paper, and the muffled sounds of a teacher guiding discussions fill the air, creating a vibrant atmosphere of hope and intellectual engagement. As Amir speaks about his dreams of becoming a teacher upon release, the hopeful tone underscores the idea that education can provide a pathway to redemption even in the darkest of places.